and welcome to another Clanwars replay cast. Today I'm gonna feature again WGP2W, and this time against SPUDS. And this is the third part of how to play or playing against the Worcester setup, or a lineup where Worcester is in there. SPUDS have only one Worcester with a Minotaur. Minotaur could be, they could play this Worcester Minotaur combo. That would be an assumption you can do in the beginning, but you will find out during this game that they will do it a bit different. And I will show you how you can protect it. I mean, we make a mistake here, and it clearly shows what we did wrong. So in this case, yeah, maybe you can learn from it what we did wrong, and can avoid doing the same mistake by yourselves. So first of all, the deployment is pretty the same that we are usually doing. Some ships to sea, typical hotspot deployment. I mean, since they don't have such fancy setup, I expect, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, nothing too special. So they will have also balanced deployment, I guess, and won't push anywhere unless they need to. And that's what we are speculating about as well. That's why we went for a balanced setup as well, balanced deployment as well. Yeah, we get a small point lead, and even though, and I say it over and over, even you have a small point lead, it just generates pressure for the enemy. If you have that, that's always a good start in the game. If you don't, you have to think about what to do and how to pressure the enemy away if possible. And how SPUDS played it was quite good, honestly. Of course, there were individual mistakes made by us, but in the end, I have to mention this is yeah, a quite good play by SPUDS. So you can assume which result is coming out of it, but yeah, still, I think it's important to show you what went wrong on our side. All right, so Yu Yang is beelining towards C after capping. B, Zhao is also coming with us, and yeah, myself as well. We changed our lineup slightly. We exchanged one Hindenburg for one Zhao. The reason why we did that is simply because we had the issue that we had the DPM, but we had a lack of spotting sometimes, and the Zhao can provide spotting in a safer way than the Hindenburg can. Hindenburg is quite tanky, but it can't sustain as much as, for example, the Moskva, and but still has almost as worse concealment. So yeah, we changed that and running a bit more successful with it. Our DD got zoned out by enemy gearing torps, so this is already not such a great start. Nevertheless, he will make it into the cap and will be able to block it, so we can, yeah, make this fight over C to a stalemate, in which we are favored since we have this little but important 3-point lead from the start of the game. And if you watch the Omni game, you know already that this is one of these situations you have to play it calmly down and have to react when the enemy is trying to push somewhere. And that's what you should, yeah, how can I say it, always try to learn. This is not an action-loaded game then, especially if the enemy team isn't doing too many mistakes. Then it's gonna be like, okay, one step, we need to take out the DD, for example, because we need to cap, or at least we need to get control over or stop the point gain by pushing their B cap or something. That's the things that come into the mind of the enemy right now. how will they handle it? And they have a different, an interesting way of doing it. Alright, so 1-2 line, there's one Zao, but I know from our Zao player that there is definitely one more ship, so we assume, since it's Zao with Zao spotting each other, which is also hilarious, they all both reversed into each other until they spotted themselves, and then they are like speeding up and going up. So this is always a stalemate area most of the time. But the enemy has probably the Minotaur here to gain a little bit more spotting advantage over the Zao, which can be quite a nuisance for Zao, because the enemy Zao can always shoot him, but he can't shoot the Minotaur, for example. So he's getting chunked, and so on and so on. And has to stay angled all the time, because if he's sitting broadside or whatever, this Zao will take advantage of it and shoot 1 AP volley, and he has a hard time to compensate for that. Or he's losing more HP than he does, and then slowly it will evolve that this flank is lost at some point, because then they can push, and yeah. But we have our Montana down here to prevent exactly that, so there's nothing they can do right now about it. Okay, I'm staying in a position that is below C, and I can also help out at the 9-10 line in case it's needed. Also, I'm try to be in a position to shoot the enemy DD, but he's doing it smartly. He's always traveling behind his island, not staying in one place, because he can be shot at from here, and yeah, eventually from here. But gaining control over this area is pretty hard. We don't know yet what is there or what's coming there. They have definitely a force that is securing the flank of preventing us shooting their DD. So that's 100% sure, and you should always have this. The enemy Montana is spotted above C, which gives them a slight overweight at in the C area. Yeah, but as I said, it's more or less a stalemate at C, where we can let the points tick bit by bit, and we will gain or we will stick with our advantage. So if nothing happens right now, we will win the game. So that's the point. Don't make the mistake of losing a ship unnecessary. That's the other thing you have to be really aware of. So as you see, there's some skirmish stuff at 9-10 line. The Zao is spotting the Moskva. Our Moskva is also sitting there. Nothing too special happens right now. I'm circling around here, getting shots if needed. It's a continuous approach of how can we take out the DD, which would be the absolute killer move by us if we would achieve to do this, but we can't. But then we see what's at the 9-10 line, and you see it. It's a Worcester and a Zao. And the Worcester, of course, starts shooting when he's already angled away. So we see we have no... the enemy has clearly more DPM, and one Zao won't be enough to... won't be enough to sustain this long enough. And also our Moskva, whenever he's spotted, is getting some issues. Especially against Worcester spam. The DPM is just simply not enough from the Moskva to really hurt him. And since he's stationary, he's getting chunked down bit by bit. And that's what I mean. Since he is in a position like this, bow on, he has no space to maneuver. So he needs to reverse normally and stay angled away. Having, of course, radar range over the captors is important. I angled myself because I was aware the Montana is still up there. At the moment, it's still safe. But the more points, or yeah, the closer we get to 1000 points, the harder it will become to fight a, let's say, last minute approach by SPUDS. Because then they can, yeah, they just need to get rid of the DD or so, and that's it, or one ship of ours, and they will win the game. And there's literally nothing we can do. So we see exactly that, and that's the thing you should be aware. Somehow the Moskva spotted, I think he said he's spotted by plane, was partly ground spotted, but you see what the booster DPN can do to a Moskva, right? So it's half HP already. And you only can sustain this if you can have the possibility of running away at some point. Or you stay exactly here. But then you're not effective and there's only one Zao fighting all of them. So in this case, you need to adjust a bit. Maybe pulling back the Moskva towards here, where he's kind of safe, and can also block the cap in case it's needed, or the DD needs support. But you see already, the Montana is coming here. And they are like skirmishing this flank here as well. But now our Moskva here moves as well and helps out our Zao. So this is also still a stalemate. What our Montana needs to do right now is going to block, so to say, the enemy Montana. And that's really important, because if the enemy Montana plays aggressive, it looks as if he stopped here. But just have a presence of the battleship so he can't do whatever he wants. Because I have to be in a position, whenever this Montana wants to go in here, block the cap, maybe even dig out the DD, then I have to be here and challenging. And I have to go in then. That's really important for me. Or for our DD, because it's kind of the protection he needs. I mean, this island is safe as long as someone is coming around here and gets shots into you. And on top, maybe these guys. But as you see, these two won't stop these three. There's no chance of. And yeah, our Moskva is still in this bad position, angled towards them, and when the booster will he will reverse and try to get shots again. I'm farming the Montana, who stopped there, but this is bringing me in a difficult situation. The reason is this Montana is in a place where you can still retreat, but also go in case it's needed. So if I try to enforce the 9-10 line to help out these guys, I will abandon my DD. And that's what I said, why we need our battleship in this area here as well. These guys are doing fine against these two. Even our Moskva is helping now as well against the enemy Montana. So there are two options. Focus fire on the Montana, chase him down, and evacuate the Moskva, but as you can see, it's almost too late for our Moskva. And of course the enemy knows that. And then it's becoming complicated. And since they know that this Moskva will go down eventually, this guy is just retreating into safety, where he can't be farmed anymore or spotted. So pretty simple stuff. But now is the time where this Moskva needs to evacuate completely. Then we have another issue. Now they have tracked them so far away that they have actually shots on our Yu Yang. So, as I said, it's some kind of mispositioning by ourselves. But this Moskva became to a liability, and this is really not what you want. Of course, I can shoot broadside the Zao here, but you see our DD is losing HP already. So I try to help out as well, as much as I can. But still, as I said, I mean, if you have these flanking boosters, this is just like really an annoyance, and if they know how to play it correctly, then they like completely capitalize on such, I wouldn't say poor positioning, but in this case it's bad positioning. Because even though you're in a Moskva, you can't sustain this HE spam for long if you're spotted. So, and there we go, he's spotted again, and that's the end of the Moskva here. And nothing what we can do. The Sau can't go closer.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
Now I have to abandon this position again. Okay, the Sau is far enough away, so it doesn't matter too much. But still. It was a tricky situation, and our Moskva lost too much HP. Thing is, I might have, or should have gone maybe over here now to prevent it, but our Moskva is still in this awkward gap here, or small islands, whatever you want to call it. Okay, gearing is out one time. Get a nice chunk there, 5k, so I at least equalized it. And here I'm getting a bit lucky that I didn't get a hard hit. But yeah, talking about lucky, our Moskva isn't that lucky. The Worcester can sit himself there, and now the Moskva is also pushing, so there's literally nothing we can do right now. And SPUDS will win the game. Even though, look at the points, it's really, really close. So if the Moskva would have conserved the last bit of HP, we would have won. Other than that, nope. So, not a fast-paced game. Same like with the Omni game. Methodical approaches. Don't overextend, be in a good position where you can shoot enemy ships without getting punished. That's exactly what the enemy Worcester did. And that's why it's such a fearsome enemy nowadays. I honestly didn't expect before the season started that the Worcester can be as effective as it is right now. But it clearly has its place nowadays. And you can think whatever you want, but it's challenging to play against it. Especially against good Worcester players that know how to, yeah, bring themselves in a good position, use their concealment, and then at last use their what is it, DPM to chunk chips down. That's really an annoyance, but okay. Yeah, good game there by SPUDS, really, really impressive. I think we also did quite well. Sorry, my phone went on. Yeah, nothing else to say. Thanks for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.